Hello, welcome to Ryan Talks Physical Media and Tech, and today we're talking tech and we're talking the Arylic LP10 wireless music streamer. Now, Arylic have kindly sent this to me to have a little look at and review. I've been using it for about a week now. I'm going to share my thoughts on it. As always, if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and let's dive in. Now, I've recently moved house. I've started unpacking some of my things in the front room. I've got the important stuff up, the sound system, the TV, and I've been using this Arylic LP10 for the past week, and I want to share my experience on how I've been using it and sort of the pros and cons of it. There is a discount code if this is something that interests you. It will be down in the description. I think it gives you 10% off. This is priced at £99 here in the UK, $99 in the US. But what is it? It's a wireless music streamer. On the back of the box here, we've got the LP10 is a wireless streaming pre-amplifier with multiple streaming options, including AirPlay, Google Cast, Spotify Connect, which enables wireless music control in multi-room, multi-zone streaming. So before we dive right into it, let's see what you get in the box. So let's take it out and have a little look. So here we go. We've got our manual, which we'll take a look at a little bit more in a second. And then here we have the device itself. We'll start with the cables supplied. We've got a USB-C. We've got our little optical cable here, so our 3.5 to RCA. Sorry, not our optical cable. We've got our 3.5 to RCA cable. We've got our 3.5 jack, and we have a plug. In my case, we have the UK plug. Don't need to show you that. And we've got the device itself. So as you can see, it's small, it's simple. On the back here, we have our Ethernet port, we've got a USB port, we've got line in, line out, optical out, and our USB-C for power. And then finally, we have our remote. Nice, simple, feels quite nice, you know, it is plasticky, but the buttons feel nice and got a nice click to them. It's the same with the product itself. The product itself is very lightweight. It is, you know, plastic. But I think for what it is and for what it's designed to do, you know, I have no problems with how it looks and, you know, how it feels. Now, setting up the LP10 is pretty straightforward. I used a Wi-Fi setup and it did take a couple of attempts to actually connect to it. But once I did, it was fine. I don't know if it's easier via the Ethernet cable. You have to use an app called GoConnect to actually set the device up. As I say, it was straightforward to follow, it just didn't find the device a few times. But once it did, it was set up, connected, and I was ready to go. Now, once the device is powered on, you have a display across the front. It's nice and simple, nothing too fancy, just basic. It will display the input or the source, and when you're playing a music track, obviously it will display the title of the song as well as the artist. The remote is super handy. You can flick between, again, the sources, you can power on the device. You can adjust the volume, but also the EQ here. It's weird, you can't do it within the app, not that I could see, but you can use the remote to go in and change some EQ presets. Personally, I didn't change any of them, things like jazz and rock and stuff like that, but I just left it as it is and I was happy. But it's useful to have the remote. Now, I think there's a few scenarios where the LP10 really comes into its own. First off, it's a wireless music streamer. So if you don't have a wireless music streamer at the moment and you want something small, you want something affordable, this is ideal. You can connect your powered speakers up. You've now got Bluetooth, you've got Spotify Connect, you've got AirPlay, and AirPlay is the big one for me. I'm an Apple user, and having an AirPlay device is great. So if you've got some powered speakers, you connect this up. This is your music streamer. It sounds good. It sounds really good actually. It's not like audiophile level quality, but I had no complaints with how it sounded just as a basic kind of streamer. That's kind of scenario one. Scenario two is how I personally use it, and that's making kind of old devices smart, because let's be honest, this is a tech channel, most of us are going to have some kind of speaker in our house that we can Bluetooth to, that we can probably AirPlay to. You might have a Sonos, or you might have a soundbar that you can do this for already. So you don't need this unless you want to, attach those powered speakers or have a couple around the house so you can enable AirPlay or Chromecast. But I've got behind me my old Denon amplifier that I use with my turntable. I really like it. I love the sound of it. It's really, it must be like 20 years old plus now. But I use it for my turntable. But obviously it has no ability to stream to. And it's got my Q acoustic speakers connected to. And it's always been one of those things where I thought I must get a little streamer that I can use those speakers for actual music other than turntables. And that is where this, is perfect. It's not too big, it can sit within my system, it doesn't stand out too much, I could hide it if I want to, and it's just turned my old Denon amplifier into basically a modern wireless streamer. So that, and I still get obviously the sound quality of the Denon amplifier or any amplifier that you were using. This is obviously just going to be your preamp. So that is where I think the LP10 is fantastic, and for the price, definitely worth picking up if that's the kind of scenario you're in, and you want to make your old devices, smart essentially. So overall, I think the Arylic LP10 is a really nice device. It's one of those things that you only need if you need it. If you've got smart speakers and stuff now, it's probably not much needs to do with it. But if you do have, like I said, the older system and you want to update it so you can get the wireless streaming, or you just want a cheap, small wireless streaming device that you're going to connect some powered speakers to, or connect an older soundbar or whatever to, or an amp, it's perfect. And for $99, £99, you really can't grumble. It's brilliant. It sounds good, even on its own without an extra, the extra amplifier. When it comes to cons, yes, it's a little bit plasticky, but that's me picking. This isn't designed to be a big premium heavy unit that's going to sit on your side. It's just there to be out of the way. The app is probably the other downside. The Go Connect app, I don't really see the need to use it. It's got all the streaming services within it, but if I was in Spotify, I can just connect to Spotify. And again, using AirPlay, which is what I mainly use this device for, it's fantastic having the AirPlay. It's AirPlay 2, by the way. Having AirPlay is really useful. And you could probably, you connect these up around the house if you wanted a couple of them and have multiple AirPlay points that you could stream your music to, because we've got that multi-room functionality with AirPlay. As always, thank you for watching. If this is something that interests you, I do have a discount code down in the description. As always, thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next video. I've got lots of stuff to unpack and a few more things to review and take a look at. So I'll catch you in the next one.